Welcome to The Field House.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of The Field House, the House of Fields. We're back, brand new week. We're missing some people, but it's me, Smitty, and Dean. We're going to take this show right down the road. All right. Well, let's start off first. Our locks for the week last week, not too bad. Not too bad.
No.
Not too bad at all. Other than Austin blowing it. I mean,
Ruined it.
Ruined it for everybody, but not bad. We started up hot, and that Bills and Titans game was a very odd game. It almost seemed rigged.
They had it covered, twice at the end?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to lie. I go to bed at 8:30, so I just see the final score and the stats, and that's about it. It was a weird game. It was a weird Monday night game. I don't know. I didn't really catch me like usually Monday night games do. But
it was weird for me because I accidentally took a laxative instead of a Tylenol PM, so I didn't really get to experience the entire game.
No, so you were kind of in and out of.
I was in and out of a lot of things.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's a rough evening.
Listen, man. So I'm in Hattiesburg, and literally I set up. I got OEC, set it down, got ready. I took a Tylenol PM before I ate, or I thought it was, but my coworker gave me her laxative pills instead of Tylenol PM.
Does she have bowel movement problems?
But yeah, the game was great.
Yeah.
Besides that, yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. The atmosphere in Nashville seemed electric. I like seeing that. I feel like they had a good home field, but the Bills couldn't get in and get it done. Very odd game, though. I don't know. It was very weird at first.
A lot of injuries as well.
Yeah, a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of injuries we'll talk about when we get into the NFL stuff. But other than that, weekend recap. Other than us pretty much killing it in the locks of the week, Iowa, college football, Iowa went down to Purdue, right?
Yeah, didn't see that one.
Purdue always has a upset game. I feel like every year they just kind of like just sneak one in there.
And 3 years ago, it was the same Iowa Purdue upset.
Really? Was it last year or 2 years ago the Ohio State one? Was that 2 years ago?
Last year.
Okay. But here they are. Very Big Ten game, 24-7. We talked about last week how Iowa was pretty much the turnover kings. And then this week, karma came back and bit them in the butt. I think Purdue had four interceptions. Can't turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball over.
No.
If you look at the stats, though, it's just such a Big Ten game. 76 rushing yards for Iowa, 195 passing yards for Iowa. Purdue threw the ball a good bit, 378 yards. Just your typical Big Ten low-scoring game. And it's 24-7, so they pretty much just shut them down. Very ugly, very ugly.
Did they get back in the top 4, you think?
No.
I don't think so. I think if it's anybody else but Iowa, when I say anybody else, I mean Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson. Not Clemson this year, obviously, but anybody other than those teams, no, I don't think so. It kind of makes the rest of the Big Ten somewhat interesting, seeing is Michigan a fraud or not, or see how the rest of the season plays out. I'm putting Michigan on fraud alert soon. I don't believe them going undefeated. I really don't.
Me either. I agree. I don't think that Iowa will shoot down like we said. I think they'll go to like 7 or 8.
They do have a good chance of kind of getting back up there, if you want to say, because I think the rest of their season is not difficult. I think other than Michigan State, I think that's about it. So they could. I don't know.
They could.
But the Big Ten always kind of plays out odd. I don't see an undefeated team coming out of the Big Ten. I really don't.
No, ain't no way.
I'll be shocked if they do. If Michigan's really good, I'll be the first to say it, but I just don't see it happening.
The Big Ten every year, they always overhype Nebraska. Don't y'all think?
Yes, Nebraska.
And then every year I just get disappointed.
Michigan has Northwestern this week, and then Halloween weekend they have Michigan State. So that next weekend we might see something surprising. I don't know. And then after that they have Penn State, or they have Indiana, Penn State, and Maryland. So Michigan, and Ohio State at the very end. Sorry. So they have 3 more games that we'll see how it goes. I'm not really sure though. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't watch a lot of Michigan football, and when I do, they're kind of like neck and neck with Rutgers or something, and it just, I don't know. But moving on down, the next, I guess, big game we talked about last week was going to be Georgia and Kentucky. The game wasn't a slaughter. Georgia just kind of slowly took the life out of Kentucky. Very slow, kind of like a dagger.
A very slow game.
Very slow game. I guess we had been we were expecting that. 2 pretty good defenses. Offensively, both teams looked you can look at Georgia and they put up 30, but I don't know. I'm just not Georgia's offense is. It's almost like when their defense is on the field, hey, let's all watch. And then when their offense is on the field, everybody's buttholes probably gets about that big. It's just like, what's going to happen?
Well, yeah, at the game, it's obvious. Like once the defense is on the field, nobody sits down. Everybody's up the whole time. Right. As soon as the offense trots out, everybody kind of sits down. It's kind of like, all right, let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
So
I was surprised that well, I'm not surprised actually. Rushing yards, Kentucky have 51 rushing yards. So Will Levis had to throw the ball to score, which he did. He scored 2 touchdowns.
Count the last one.
Yeah, if you want to. You can count that if you want to. But he threw 2 touchdowns, which that's what we knew he had to do that to try to win this game. I was surprised. Georgia didn't cover.
Well, they did till that last seconds.
Yeah. But 0-0 ending the first quarter, I was surprised. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I had that on my lock of the week last week, did I? No, I did bet that game though. Because I figured 2 defense battling out, but kind of a boring game. Smitty, you were there. It was game day there, right? Was it electric?
Yeah.
You and Anna sent some videos. It looked fun. Great atmosphere. I never really thought Georgia was a good atmosphere team until a couple of years ago. Obviously, when they were getting, some national stuff. But that's when they had the red lights and all that. But they look lit. I'll give it to them.
What's funny is it's like I am an Ole Miss fan, but it's obvious second quarter, third quarter, people start leaving, even though no matter what the score is, it's a party school. But Georgia is people don't leave until that clock says 0 into the fourth quarter. So
there's nothing to do there.
How about them dogs?
No,
that's just a college thing, people leaving. That's one thing I've never understood about college. I guess a lot of the college kids, they don't pay for their tickets. But, I would rather stay and watch the game. This is a college game. This is a primetime game,
Sure.
But college kids are odd. You know how it goes. What else? Ole Miss, Tennessee is honestly the last.
What a way to wrap it up.
Yeah, that was a heck of a. Was it a good game?
No.
I feel like it was. One play away. I feel like it was always on the verge of being a great game.
It was a great game for me because that really just capped off the end of a parlay that got me
Oh,
out
so
of the red.
you were living life right there.
Well, yeah, I got him. What was the spread? What was it?
Dropped down to like
Uh,
2.5.
31
Yeah.
31-26, and yeah, they were 2.5 favorite, I believe.
Yeah, I was on my feet.
It was
At
a
wedding.
tight game, but it was just one of those things where you kind of felt like Ole Miss was always in control. Obviously, they pretty much led the entire game. It's just Tennessee. It's just one of the, like, I couldn't tell like if they were good or not. Defense played whatever. Offensively, I was expecting a little bit more because of what we were seeing the past couple weeks. But Ole Miss's defense, 26 points is a win for Ole Miss's defense. I think
Oh,
you hold anybody under 30, your defense had a good week.
They still look terrible though. Like
They did, yeah.
That last drive for Tennessee to just walk it down to the field just so easily. It's so embarrassing.
It was rough. Ole Miss ran the ball very well, by the way. 279 yards.
Well, that was all Matt Corral.
Yeah, Matt Corral had 185 of that.
Yeah.
He also had 231 passing yards. Only one interception. He got his first interception of the year.
Yeah, no.
I hate that for anybody for that had to be against Tennessee.
Good run though. Good run.
Yeah, good run. He looked good. Like I said last week, he's my Heisman favorite in my opinion. I think he's one of the only few players that looks like a Heisman player, quarterback. And he's playing against – you can say what you want about defense being down in the SEC unless you're Georgia, but it's still SEC defense. You got still some pretty good athletes on the field.
Yeah.
Apparently he's pretty banged up after that game, though. I don't think he's starting this weekend.
Yeah.
No, he's not starting.
Yeah, I think as of yesterday, Lane Kiffin, I saw in a press conference, said he didn't like his chances.
Yeah.
They were talking on SEC Network how he's not that he's not in a good space right now. Or he is in a good space. He's just not – he's beat up. I mean, golly. And now he's I think second string is going to be in on Tennessee.
Who is their backup quarterback?
Luke Altmaier.
Yeah.
Sounds like a kicker.
He's like 100 pounds. He's about that big around.
Oh, what about Plumlee? Is he not going to get any reps? Probably stay at wide receiver?
He'll definitely get some reps.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. If you want to know for sure, watch the line. I think Ole Miss is a 9-point favorite. So watch that line. If it goes lower than 7.
They are a 9.5.
So watch that. If it goes down below 7, once that becomes official, that's going to bump down a good bit.
Wow. Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that'll bump down.
I would say get it now if you do.
Oh, if you're going to play it for sure, I would get that now. LSU looked pretty good last week.
Do you think Ed broke the news to the team before the game?
So, from what I've been reading is the players started to not really enjoy being around Coach O, and the story that I read was that the reason why they probably played so good was because they kind of had that little uppity up that he's probably gone.
Yeah.
So
he brought girls, kids.
Yeah, that's it was bittersweet. Bittersweet moment when the news broke. You hate it because he built that national championship team. But then it's almost like once he reached his final goal, he couldn't handle it.
I think once he got that divorce, he checked out.
Yeah, it all started with, you can say the national championship, but it all started with the national championship, then the divorce, and then the pictures of him in the hot tub with some younger girl, and the pictures of him in the bed with some younger girl, and then him at Destin, Florida, just living it up. And then
on TikTok, like talking to people.
So on. He met his goal, and he has not stopped the party. And do you blame him? No, but when you're coaching a big time SEC team, you got a 24-hour rule. Or for that case, I guess if you win a national championship, we'll give you a 3-week rule or so. But
Right.
I think he's more dangerous now. I think the whole LSU team's more dangerous now because now you got a coach that has nothing to lose.
yeah, that's what I'm ready to see how it plays out. I thought Monroe was going to be our only win the rest of the season, but we got a beatable Ole Miss team, a beatable Arkansas team, Texas A&M. I don't know. It's week to week with Texas A&M. But no, I'm ready to see how it goes. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I'm just kidding. I would take the LSU line now. 9 points underdog.
9.5.
9.5, depending on where you get it. I would take that ASAP, just depending on the Matt Corral situation.
Yeah.
And this could just be a big old deal with Lane Kiffin. He just trolling. So I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
But yeah, I kind of see that angle too because after the game, Matt's press conference, the first question was like, "Are you injured? What happened out there?" He said, "No, I just rolled my ankle."
Yeah.
Act like it was cool, but then all of a sudden these reports are coming out like he's super banged up, might not see him this week. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see.
but when you have all that adrenaline from like a major game on like major network, you can just have the adrenaline saying you're fine. When that adrenaline like wears off and you're just in the visitors' locker room in an ice bath and you feel that like God has just punched you in the balls, I think that he is feeling it either today. I really don't see him starting. There's no way he can actually start because he got destroyed on a couple. The offensive line for Ole Miss, all in all, is just a C- at best. So literally, he got tore up. I mean, he was slow to get up on some of those plays that you saw.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do because they need it. This is an SC West game. They need to win it. So I don't know if they're going to try to see how push him in or maybe he'll rush. They don't want to rush him in because he's their guy, obviously. So we'll see. I don't know. But I would definitely take that 9 points if you can get there quick because I'm sure what's today, Wednesday? I'm sure by Thursday, Friday, you'll see it kind of steadily maybe going down depending on Matt Corral situation.
I would take that 9.5 even if Matt was starting.
Oh yeah,
every big
play
is super close.
I don't touch it. That's a heart attack waiting to happen for me, especially against Ole Miss. So I don't touch that. I'm ready for the game, though. I think it's going to be a good game. I really do. I hope it is, at least. We'll talk about more of that when we get to our locks of the week because we'll see how that goes. So let's stay on LSU other than, Spencer Rattler taking an Oklahoma football out of his bio and then putting it back in his bio. Other than that, the only news really out is Coach O. So what's next for LSU? What's next for Coach O? I don't know. I think Coach O will take a year off or so.
Have you seen what they're paying him? Like his payout?
17 mil.
We're a little over 17.
For the next till 2027 or 2026, he literally will. The least amount of money he will get is over $400,000.
Oh yeah.
Imagine being a late 40s football coach with that amount of money, and you're single, and you have a cult following. I would live in Panama City.
What'd you say, Aaron?
Is he in his 40s for real?
He's in his 60s.
Oh, even better.
He's old.
He's Cajun, so
he has that
he'll be
good
45 forever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think so his deal went something like he's barred from taking the SEC coaching job for the next I think it was 5 to 10 years. It was a good bit. And then he also has to make appearances for the school. Maybe that's a recruiting thing. I don't know. And then, of course, he's getting that $17 million.
And also, he has to appear on The Blind Side 2, the sequel to that movie.
Yeah, The Blind Side 2.
Yeah.
Except this time not in the Ole Miss polo. I don't know. Worst case scenario, he's Alabama's recruiting coordinator next year, or Auburn.
Yeah, he's still gonna be in SEC. There's no way he will never leave the Southeast.
I guess it's weird for both parties if you're a head coach and you kind of get pushed out the door, and then they maybe want to offer you a job as like a recruiting coordinator or a analyst or whatever. I don't know. I think that's what should have happened. Maybe down the
Or just
road,
a positions coach. I mean, like a
Yeah.
D-line positions coach, Delta State's head coach. I mean,
that would be awesome.
dude, imagine if Tom Cooley just says, "Hey, I'm out," and then Ed Ogeron comes in wearing forest green. I'd shit myself. Oh my god!
I would buy season tickets. I would buy those expensive season tickets for no reason.
I would go to the levee. I would be in the levee the entire time.
That town will be electric.
Imagine,
can you imagine what's the radio show called at No Way Jose?
Oh,
where the
it's
coach
Hey Joe's now.
Oh, Hey Joe's. Nah, he doesn't
Yeah.
like a Hey Joe's kind of guy. I figured he might scare some people in Hey Joe's.
No, dude, he's gonna go to. He would only eat at crawdads. He would only eat at crawdads and sit at the bar and just talk about how the way things should be in society.
No, but I'm curious to see what happens next. There's a lot of big names out there. I don't know. It's obviously not going to happen until probably bowl season. We get an announcement, but I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about this one because there's just so many. There's a couple of big names, and there's just they got to get the right guy. But we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed for Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin hire will be awesome.
He's not leaving Ole Miss.
He's not. But other than that, I don't know. I saw where Dabo was in the mix. I don't know how I feel about Dabo, Sweeney, Jimbo Fisher. All these coaches, when they were asked about it, though, you never got to know. You got to beat around the bush. The only for sure no to me has to be Jimbo Fisher. If you're Jimbo Fisher getting a pretty fat check, you're in College Station, you have –
Nick Saban would also say no.
Yeah, Nick Saban would say no.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Nick Saban's going to die a Crimson Tide. And that's going to be the interesting job opening is when Alabama opens up because there's a lot of ignorant Alabama fans who is not going to take that next season very well.
Oh my gosh, they'll lose one game and then they'll all just like be burning that ugly ass like black and white pattern thing. Oh yeah, that's going to be the interesting job. Everybody, I think at one point I had this conversation where Dabo Sweeney would be the guy to take it over because he played there. But I don't know. That's going to be I'm ready for that to happen. Well, we got NFL. The Jaguars got their first dub. In London.
And Urban Meyer looked very happy. About as happy as he was. Never mind. We won't talk about that.
Yeah.
But they got their first dub. Didn't look bad. Trevor Lawrence is starting to look better and better every week. We all know he's an elite quarterback, though. He don't have much help around him. I still feel bad for the Lions. And we'll talk about the Lions here in a minute because that's going to be an interesting conversation. But they got a dub, so not the worst team in the NFL right now.
No.
That's saying something. I mean, there's 32 teams. You know, not everybody can be at the top. I believe my favorite moment of this past weekend was Aaron Rodgers scoring that touchdown and basically saying he owned the city of Chicago.
Are you a fan now?
I am on the Aaron Rodgers train.
What is it?
He's my GOAT.
He's like, well, I think what the record was, I'm trying to remember what they said. Like, he's only lost 4 times.
Yeah, it was like
Chicago. No,
22 and 5.
22 and 5. 5 sounded right.
5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like if you're Chicago and you've had to watch.
You see the pictures of the fans just flipping them off?
Yeah, that was funny.
He just said he blacked out and just started saying stuff.
He said he saw one middle finger, but I think in the picture I saw
a lot.
About 10 at least. Maybe more than that.
He said it because he saw a woman say something harsh to him.
So he's soft.
Yeah, he's soft, bro.
But I'm not gonna lie, he's God, that was such an electric moment. I don't know. I couldn't imagine. I mean, can you imagine spending all that money for a front row seat to the Chicago Bears and Aaron Rodgers discount double checking in your face and
Yelling
shouting
at
he
you.
owns you? Yeah.
Imagine like you're the Make-A-Wish kid, and you're like, all I want is a front row ticket to my favorite NFL team, the Chicago Bears, and then you're right there on the first row. And you come in, and then Aaron Rodgers just cusses you out and says he owns you.
Yeah. Dude, I've fallen in love with Aaron Rodgers this season. I didn't think I would never say that, but my dude, he's electric this year. And we talked about it last week. It's because he has that he doesn't give a crap attitude. I love it.
No, he doesn't care because he doesn't want to be in Green Bay.
No. And especially this time of year where it starts to get a little chilly. I couldn't do that.
I'd be pissed to be in Chicago right now, too, in the winter.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. That's way too cold for me. What else do we have? The Colts dominated the Texans. The Texans somehow are – God, I feel bad for the Texans. I do feel bad for the Texans. Their situation is very odd.
One week they look decent, and the next week they look like they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, they look – was it the first week they looked – it was like, oh, crap. They're actually not terrible. Yeah, it was against the Jaguars, though.
When Tyrod Taylor was starting, they're like, oh, okay, this is a team. And
yeah.
Davis Mills comes in, and he, like, almost beats the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, maybe they still got a little bit of team. Then they come out and just look like they know nothing.
Yeah. With that trade deadline coming up, I'm curious to see if they end up trading Deshaun Watson or not.
Oh, the news came out today. Miami might finalize something this week.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. I saw a list of a lot of like just kind of, talk about teams collecting, but Deshaun Watson was really the only big name on there. I think they should go ahead and get rid of him. I don't know why they're hanging on to him. They're trying to use him as leverage, but you don't have that much leverage when you get handsy in the oil room or something.
You
I
have
don't know.
25 charges against you. I think you just need to hang up the cleats, baby boy.
Yeah.
It'd be a miracle if he plays.
There's still charges coming out against him, and it's, we are in almost November. Chiefs in Washington. I thought the football team was going to lock this up, but that final score does not really define that game. They gave it up in the fourth quarter. But, God, dude, I thought the football team was going to hang on and get that dub.
Are the Chiefs dead?
No, they still have the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, they still have Patrick Mahomes.
And Travis Kelce.
That defense is so bad.
Yeah. They have the second most allowed points per any defense. So their draft count is about to be boring as heck, just because all these people they're about to just start recruiting.
Oh, by the way, I saw where who was it? It was either Matt Stafford or Kyler Murray. I think it was Kyler Murray. They did like the little no-look pass.
Yeah.
And they didn't talk about it. But if Patrick Mahomes did it, it was going to be on every sports Instagram page for the next 2
First
days.
thing on Sports Center.
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to go on record that I can make that pass, by the way. That pass is not that impressive. All you got to do is have good wrist. If you have good wrist, you can easily make that throw. It's all on the wrist.
Quick of the wrist, man.
Quick of the wrist. Did you see that I'm about to chop up this word. Statistics on how, like, there was some, like, bet out there. There was probably, like, a local bookie. It was, like, the over-under of the amount of games or amount of teams who end with the final score of 11. Anyways, there was 2 games. I think it was the Giants and the Lions, but this person made a lot of money off that because he put like the over was 1.5, I think. And it ended up being 2, and he collected a big old check off that. I saw that somewhere on Twitter, and I thought it was very, very interesting.
Yeah, you never think about it, but like 11 is just like, how do you get 11?
Yeah, it's one of those weird, I don't know. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah, I think the Giants game, I think it was like 30-11, 38-11. That score has never been scored before in the NFL.
Yeah, and I saw that one too, and there was just like I was like, you don't think about it, but 11's a really odd thing to have. I don't know. Moving down, I guess, NFL, the Ravens destroyed the Chargers.
Yeah.
What was that?
34-6.
I didn't actually get to watch much of this game, but it was absolute. I'm glad I kind of didn't watch it.
Yeah. Speedy, I'm glad you talked me out of the Chargers +3 lock of the week last week, because I was going to be really, really wrong.
I wish I took my advice because I took it.
Yeah. Justin Herbert, 195 passing yards. Didn't look great. He didn't have a bad game. He threw one pick, but he just didn't have a bad game. The Ravens Ravens did not look like the same team last Monday night. Last Monday night they had a slow start. They looked horrible.
It's like they found something.
Yeah, they picked it up. They had 187 rushing yards, 2 fumbles. Defensively though, they just had a good game plan for the Chargers. They didn't know what to do. They put up 6 points in the second quarter, and that's all she wrote for that. But the Ravens look good. They look like a contender. I don't know. It's kind of have a good feeling this year, just not really having the Chiefs just kill everybody and all of that. Like, I'm excited to see the Rams doing good with Matt Stafford. I'm excited to see the Ravens doing good. Cardinals. I'm not a big Kyler Murray guy, but I kind of like having that just, other teams in the mix.
It's kind of like college. It's good to have like new faces in there.
And I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. The Cowboys look good too.
They look very good.
It's a very scary team. The defense looks good. Offense is killing it. I don't like the Cowboys. And if you look at their schedule, they got Vikings this week. No, they got a bye this week. Excuse me.
Yeah.
They have Vikings next week. I think they can handle the Vikings. The Vikings aren't terrible, but they can hold their own. But I think the Cowboys come up, and then they have Broncos, Falcons, and the Chiefs. So they have they're going to probably go win 3 more games before they meet the Chiefs, and we'll see how that game goes.
They'll make a deep run this year.
Yeah, but if you look at it, just watching football the past couple of weeks, it's honest to say this Cowboys are probably going to blow the Chiefs out the water. But we'll see. We'll see, I guess. What else did I want to get to? I think that's it. So let's jump forward to this weekend. Kind of an odd weekend. By the way, NBA basketball is back. Started last night or 2 nights ago. I don't really get into basketball season though until
Christmas.
When does the playoffs start? Not even Christmas.
No, that's not even the halfway point.
Is it May? June?
It's pretty much in the summertime.
Yeah. Because this year
about to start right now.
Yeah, because this year we have NFL on Christmas Day,
which is about time.
Which is so, But, anyways, what we're looking forward to this weekend. Not a great weekend. Not a great weekend. We'll start with college. Looking at it, yes.
I'm about to hop off, but the only lock that I have is the Grizzlies are over tonight, and Ole Miss -9.5.
Oh, Ole Miss 9.5 is Dean's lock of the week.
Sheesh.
But I unfortunately have to go to a staff dinner, and I rather do this podcast. I don't want to do this whatsoever.
Where y'all going to eat at?
We're in Hattiesburg, and I have to go to a place called Glory Bound.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 restaurants you need to eat at before you leave.
Deal.
One is Crescent City. Get the shrimp melody or something like that. 2, if you need something greasy, go to Ward's and get you a chili cheese dog.
There's a Ward's right beside my grandmother's house.
Yeah, I'm about to say you're a Southern Mississippi guy.
Yeah, I'm with the A, baby. And my South Mississippi. Does the Pope wear red shoes? Come on.
Yeah, Does the Pope wear his shoes?
Dude, so there's a quick plug too. My buddy owns a coffee shop down here in Hattiesburg called Mulvey's, and it's the best coffee you'll ever have in your life.
I love a good cup of coffee.
Oh, dude, it's so good. But you guys keep on rocking in the free world. I'll holler at y'all later, okay?
All right, dude. Be careful.
Cheers, fellas.
All right, so this weekend, other than the Wednesday night Coastal Carolina Appalachian State game, which I'm pumped about, which is on right now, actually. What's the score, Smitty? 14-14. Got it. Besides LSU Ole Miss, is there a game you're kind of looking forward to? I can only see one, maybe two.
Not really. This whole weekend in general is just like games you don't really want to pick.
Yeah. Can you hear that? The Capital One commercial?
No.
Okay. It's just like, sorry, playing. Anyways, I guess the only really game that stands out, and it may not even be a good game, but the line kind of jumps out at me, is Oklahoma State, Iowa State. Iowa State's a 7-point favorite. Oklahoma State's undefeated, 3-0 in the Big 12. So I guess they're somewhat decent. So I'm ready to just kind of see how that game plays out. Next one.
There's one I got my eye on, and I'll revisit it later. Clemson and Pittsburgh.
Clemson and Pitt.
Pitt looked pretty good this year.
That's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Two good defenses. The over and under 48's at that, depending on what you're feeling. But two good defenses. I think I'm not even going to try to attempt to say his name. But if Clemson's quarterback,
Got it.
if he can play to their standard, I think Clemson can make that an upset game. I really do. But he hadn't looked great this year, which is odd, but it is what it is. Tennessee, Alabama, that won't be a good game, but that's always a good little rival. They're going to have the cigars out and ready. The other one I was kind of looking at was Oregon and UCLA. Oregon has a lot of injuries. That's why they're the number 10 team in the nation right now, and they are a 2-point underdog. So depending on how you want to play that, do your thing. I don't know. Oregon's going to struggle. A lot of injuries, like we just said. And at one point, I thought UCLA was going to win the Pac-12. That's because I thought that LSU was better than what we've been seeing. But, fraud alert. So UCLA is kind of – they've only lost 2 games, 3-1 in the Pac-12, so 1 conference game. So we'll see how it goes. But other than that, actually, one just caught my eye. Air Force and San Diego State. That'll be a good game. I wish that was the late game, but it's not. It's at 6 o'clock Central.
You got Memphis UCF too. I think that'll be a close one.
Memphis UCF. I hope Memphis can pull that off. I think they can. I think if Memphis this year
Up and down.
Up and down. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, not great games this weekend. We're starting to get in that little slump. We'll be picking it back up here in a few weeks. I do want to talk about one team, though.
Okay.
They're undefeated. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 hints, and I want to see if you can guess it, okay? Undefeated. They're a Western team. They beat a Big Ten team. They beat Memphis. Can you guess it?
Wake Forest?
No, UTSA Roadrunners. The Roadrunners out of Texas, San Antonio. They're 7-0. And they got Louisiana Tech this week, then UTEP, then Southern Miss, then UAB, then North Texas. So are any of those teams good? I doubt it. I don't know. They might go undefeated. I hope they do. They're I watched a little bit when they first beat Illinois, because that was the first game I bet on this season, because I think they were like, Illinois was a big favorite. I think it was like 18, 19-ish, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. So I went ahead and did that because Illinois is Illinois. People get mad if I put an S in the end of that. But they're and that's a Big Ten win. That's a pretty big win. Like obviously the rest of the wins kind of whatever, but a Big Ten win to start the season off, that's pretty cool.
They're also 6-1 against the spread.
Oh, that's a
Like
good thing to know, Smitty.
Yeah, they're playing good ball.
They're playing actually good teams win. Great teams
team to cover.
Yeah. So play it. They play Louisiana Tech and they are a 6.5 point favorite. And Louisiana Tech's 2-4.
Yeah.
So touchdown. That's a touchdown. So we'll see how it goes. It's fun to have it in the mix. I love when I think it's Fox Sports. They post that graphic every week. Is your team still undefeated? And this year it's like condensed so fast. And they're still on there, and I love seeing that. We'll see. Maybe I say put them in the Fiesta Bowl. So I mean that's just me. But we'll see. So let's look at the NFL. We have kind of the same situation.
These are tough.
Do I?
These are tough games.
It's very tough. The only one that stands out is actually none of them really stand out to me. I do want to talk about the Rams and Lions.
Yeah.
15-point spread.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points. But the Rams can score, and if the Rams defense is healthy, it's an easy cover.
It's a Stafford revenge game. It's a Jared Goff revenge game.
I would like to see. Oh, that just dawned on me. So I think we're taking the Lions here, right?
No.
No.
Well, I don't know. I'm staying away from it because Dan Campbell came out and said he needs more from his quarterback, and he just happens to say that the week before he plays his old team that just traded him away for a bag of balls.
Yeah, I would like to see the statistic on NFL teams when the spread is, let's say, 10 or more. Because there's only a couple of teams that can do that week in, week out. So that's what I was saying. Like that to me, that was the most interesting game. Looking at it, I think Colts can upset the 49ers. They're a 4-point favorite. I don't think it. I think it's very possible.
I think Jimmy G's starting.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I still not changed
game, but yeah, I think Colts definitely can win that game.
The Colts. I mean, even though they lost on Monday night. Yeah, even though they lost Monday night against the Ravens, they got a big win against the Texans. That's not saying much, but I think you get some momentum there, and I think it's easy. Also, the over and under that game is 44. Is that low? I think it's a little low. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, the Colts have been airing it out lately. Carson's been big. Yeah,
usually NFL over and unders linger in the mid 40s. I feel like this should have been like a 48 kind of game, but hey, I'm not in Vegas, so I don't know. Buccaneers Bears. Tampa Bay is a 12.5-point favorite. The Bears defense pretty good. Offensively, they're struggling, but
I don't know. If the offense looks decent, the Bears.
Yeah, I agree with that. Texans and Cardinals.
I'm ready for this game.
This needs to be a statement game for the Cardinals. The Cardinals need to come out and hang. They need to have a 50-burger.
We got J.J. Watt, DeAndre Hopkins, revenge game.
Yep.
I'm ready to see that.
Yeah, but this needs to be their statement game right here. They're 17.5-point favorite. It's big spread, but that's the Texans.
I think they'll hold it down.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. This one, the Lions game. Those are two big spreads. Which one would you take for them to cover? Would you take the Rams covering or the Cardinals covering?
Cardinals to cover.
Cardinals, I think I would too. Just because I know how they are offensively.
And I think Lions are really aggressive this week.
Yeah. So the Thursday night game, Broncos and Browns. The Browns have a list of injuries. I'm looking at the Caesar Sportsbook. It's still at 2. I think it was maybe at 2.5 earlier. But I know in a couple, when the Baker Mayfield news dropped, the spread dropped to 1.5. So they're still leaning on the Browns to win this game.
Gosh, man.
I don't think they will. They're missing a lot on the offenses. They're missing like 3 offensive linemen. They're missing Kareem Hunt. Chubb is good, but I think Chubb needs a blow every once in a while. So we'll see.
He's out.
Is he out?
Yeah.
I
Chubb's
was trying to look at the list.
Odell's out. Landry's out. Baker's out. Tackle's out. Someone on the defense is out. It's insane.
That's a lot of people. And they're still favored to win. So Thursday night game too. I don't know. I think
you have to hammer this under. Like you just have to.
I think so too, especially with the Broncos offense. 41. Yeah,
it's low, but it's going to be a very low scoring game.
This is like a 17-6 kind of game.
I've seen a lot of people taking the prop of no touchdown scored in this game.
Oh,
like a 9-6 game.
Yeah, I can see that very well too.
Big payout if you hit that.
Yeah. Broncos defense is starting to heal up, I think. You're looking at a very low scoring game. 41's a lot. I would take that under if you can get there with that. I want to say earlier today, that was actually 43.
Yeah, I want to say so too. I think everybody's been hammering that under.
So we'll see how that plays out. Anything else? Green Bay or Washington? I think the Packers are going to handle that pretty well.
Okay.
They're 8.5-point favorite. Aaron Rodgers looks good this year. Aaron Jones looks good. Then you got Devontae. You got the 3-headed monster all looking good. Washington defense, and I drafted their defense. I thought their defense was going to be good this year, but they have not played well. They've not played well at all.
What's your thought on Titans Chiefs?
Titans Chiefs. If the Titans play like they did last week or Monday, they could win this game easily. I say easily. They could win this game. I think the Chiefs come out and win this game. I think the past couple weeks they've been struggling. They've been slow start. I think this week they kind of get it together, though. I think they start to get in somewhat of a rhythm, because they have the Packers game coming up in a few weeks, like we talked about earlier. So this can't be a look ahead game because they got the Giants in 2 weeks. So they got this game in a bye week. So I think they kind of get it together right here. But the Titans didn't look bad. Derrick Henry kind of started finding his rhythm. You had Antonio Brown back and not Julius Randle. He's played AJ Brown and Julio Jones, both back. Ryan Tannehill is going to Ryan Tannehill, but it's got to be somewhat an easy of a job if you have them two. Offensive line is going to struggle though.
With Lawan out too.
Yeah, and so the Chiefs defense is obviously last in a lot of categories. I don't know.
I think the over is the only way to play this.
Yeah. It's at 57.
It's high, but there's no defense.
This could easily be a 40-40 game.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, this could easier than that. It could be a 30-30 game.
Easily.
So we'll have to see. Should be a good game, though. I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
We'll actually get that game on here, CBS at noon. That'll be our CBS game, probably, won't it?
Most likely.
You'll have the Dolphins game, won't you?
I got red zone, baby. I got them all.
Oh, see, I don't have red zone yet. I plan on getting it soon, but not right now. I'm busy on Sundays. I take a lot of naps.
I work on Sundays. I still have playing.
Oh, dude, that's the Sabbath day, man. You got to rest. Hey, even God rested, Smitty. Take a day off, man. So anything else? Very weird weekend.
Yes, odd weekend. I'm excited to see how it plays out because we'll get a lot of answers to our questions this weekend.
Yeah, this is the weekend where we have some fall weather. So get outside, throw a game on, get you a little fire going, roast you a weenie. Just have a nice fall evening. So let's get into our locks of the week. Last week we were on a roll, so this week we're gonna keep it hot. I have a few down here because I thought we were gonna have a full house. So now I'm gonna kind of go through here and pick one, and I think I know which ones I'm gonna take. Do you think you got it, Smitty?
Yeah, you go first.
All right, so we'll start with college. I'm actually gonna give you 2 college picks this week. There's only 2 of us here right now, so 2 college picks. My first one, LSU Ole Miss over 76. I think we're looking at a 42-56 ball game. Probably going Ole Miss's
And
side.
if Corral doesn't play?
That, I don't know yet. I'm going to keep it yes because I still think without Corral, Ole Miss can still put up some points.
Yeah, we'll still throw it.
They're still going to be able to put up some points. LSU can put up 40-something on their own, and we just want to hope that Ole Miss can do the same. But I think so. I think LSU Ole Miss over 76 is a good little play here. Smitty, you go, then I'll give you my second one.
All right, college, I've got one. We've already touched on it. Clemson at Pittsburgh under 48.
Okay.
I think that is a for sure lock.
You said the under was what?
48 is what I got it at.
48. Perfect.
Clemson has gone under every time but once. Pitt has gone over every time but once. So I think we meet in the middle here and we get under 48.
I like that pick. I like that. My second one, and we talked about it, I'm going to go with the Roadrunners. Roadrunners. I actually went down. I got it at 7 earlier on Caesars. Now it's 6.5. So
Hammer
it. UTSA, very good team. I think Louisiana Tech's not great. So I think you have an easy cover here. So let's get into NFL. You go first.
I got 2 NFL picks for you.
Perfect.
I'm going to get my hands dirty, pick some nasty games.
Oh.
We're going to go give me the Falcons minus 2.5 against the Dolphins.
Oh, that game was very scary to me.
Yeah, it's very scary. But Arthur Smith, the stat may be wrong, but from my research, I don't think he's ever lost coming off of a bye. They're coming off a bye for their London game. Didn't look terrible. Started finally getting Kyle Pitts in the mix.
Yeah.
Dolphins are still figuring out stuff. Lost heartbreak last week. There's rumors that they're done with Tua. They're going to try to pick up Deshaun Watson. Give me the Falcons to win by a field goal or more.
I like it. So I'll give you mine, then give me your second one. I'm only going to go with one right now because the ones I wrote down, it's a very weird weekend. So my first one, actually, I'll give you 2. So my first one, I'm going to go Colts minus 4. I think they're a very hot team right now. I think San Francisco starts slow, just slow enough to help us cover here. Colts defense looked good. Jonathan Taylor's looked good.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go with the Colts here, minus 4.
I hate that number. I hate the 4 number.
I do too. But I think the 49ers start off slow enough to kind of
couple field goals in there, the Colts.
to help us cover. We're not looking for a Colts win here. We're looking for a Colts cover here.
Great teams
Yeah,
cover.
exactly. All right, what's your second one?
Give me the New Orleans Saints -5 against the Seattle Seahawks. Coming off a bye, Sean Payton's had week to cover or to get ready for this team. Seahawks are obviously in quarterback trouble. Geno Smith didn't look wonderful with their last game. They've already rumors that they're reaching out to Cam Newton. Same thing with the Dolphins. There's quarterback controversy or whatever. I think this is a get-right game for the Saints because Saints have been struggling this year. We don't really know who they are. I think they come out shooting. So give me them -5.
I like it. I stayed away from it because Monday nights are always bad for me. They're always bad. All right, so my second pick, gosh, I'm scared to death.
They're all bad.
They're all bad. You know what? I'm not going to do a second pick. I don't want to just throw a pick out there. So I'm not going to do it.
Got to be a lot.
It's got to be a lot. My only lock I could come up with is the Colts just because of how they've been playing.
You got to keep that 6-1 record going.
We do.
They're 5-1.
So let's see what we got here. I'm just going to recap. That way I can reread. I put Dean's pick in there. Dean, Ole Miss -9. Yours, you had Clemson and Pitt under 48. I had UTSA -7 and LSU Ole Miss over. The NFL, you had Falcons -2.5 and the Saints -5. And then I had Colts -4. We didn't have any underdogs. No underdogs. But what's the underdog? Because my only underdog was going to be the Lions +15, but I don't have faith in them. I lost that faith during my travel. So
nasty week for the underdogs.
Very, very nasty week. I did see some stats about how if you want to win like a big, if you're a parlay person, if you want to win a big parlay, is to take the underdogs if the spread is 10 or more, do a parlay with all the underdogs. Because apparently it's like the percentage is high. It's like 68%, which is pretty good if you talking this business. But I'm going to watch it this week. And our only two to really watch is the Cardinals and the Lions and then the Buccaneers. So watch those three games. If the underdog all three cover, I will do a big parlay next week with every single underdog with a 10 or more spread.
Every week I've done a $1 parlay where I try to pick every single money line. Not turned out great, but maybe I'll start posting that Smitty's $1 parlay.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, you might as well spend something like that because the NFL is – I'm going to sound stupid saying this because a lot of people lost money, but the NFL is easier to bet on than you think. I think we as humans just overthink it, and we think about it too much. I think if you kind of go with your gut, you've seen how some of they play. If you take injuries out of the question and all that, it's easier than you think as long as you make the right pick. That doesn't make any sense, but it's just it's what it is. Nothing makes sense.
I understand.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Buccaneers Bears. If you're going based off the spread, in my opinion, I go Bears.
We're betting on grown adults. College is harder because we're betting on kids who don't even know the game plan for the week.
No, you got girlfriends and moms and dads and aunts and little brothers, and the NFL, they got girlfriends in every city. So like, their mind's not at home. Their mind's not at home. Well, packed episode 2. Pack. Some good information. We'll post our locks of the week tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday. Or Friday morning, we'll get it posted. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel, The Fieldhouse Pod. Go like, subscribe, watch it. You get to see our pretty faces. Check us out on social media. And be sure to listen. Listen, like, share it with a friend. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Pod, Pandora, iHeartRadio. We're even on TikTok now. We're killing the TikTok game. You've been dancing. I've been dancing. We've been looking good. And did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
I think we're good. All right, we will see y'all next week. Peace.